Yo, hello, Steve Cunningham. How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah, we're good. We're here. It's a YouTube boxing community. Yo, Beats, introduce everyone, yeah?
Yes, we have Errol Jarrett, we have Jdil, we have Ingramjones, we have European Boxing News, and Jokerboxing, and myself, Boxing Beats and Rhymes. How are you doing, Steve?
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
What's up, y'all?
Errol, ask away, man. I know you wanted
Yo,
to.
Steve, man, we're having this big debate about your next opponent. We hear is Tyson Fury. Can you elaborate?
I haven't heard anything solid yet. I mean, I know my promoters are talking with his people, but nothing solid at all. It's just talks, and we know just talks and always break up or even pick up. We don't know yet.
Oh, you don't know that because we was thinking this is the case, it wouldn't be a good fight for you.
No, you was thinking. I didn't agree.
I was personally thinking. I don't think that's a good fight for you, like to fight Tyson Fury. I don't know, man. I don't know how you see that. If it was the case.
I mean, a lot of people didn't think the fight with Adamek was a good fight for me either. So I can't go on what people think. I just go on putting in hard work.
I hear that. Anyone else want to ask Steve question? Yeah, Jdil's gone.
My question to you is, do you feel like you could have got rid of Adamek at any time when you were jabbing him, landing them rights?
No, this is the thing. I've heard this from a few people. I mean, out of the 50,000 people that I've spoken to who said that they thought I won the fight, thought I got cheated, probably 5 said, they thought Adamek won. And probably 10 out of that 50,000 said I could have knocked him out. And I always tell them same people, this is the guy who fought Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly has, I think, the highest knockout ratio in boxing ever. And the referees had to stop the fight. Adamek would have taken punches from this guy all night. The referee stepped in and stopped it. So, no, I didn't think I was going to knock him out. He always looks like that. You hit him with good shots. I did it in the first fight, and that's what got me 3 knockdowns.
Right.
That's what got me knocked down 3 times in the first fight, hitting him. He's looking hurt, and he was bobbled and stumbled, but then he's still there. His chin is supernatural or something, So you gotta, with a guy like that, you have to be smarter than him. You have to outbox him. Thomas Adamek is one-dimensional. He can only come forward. His chin is his defense. So, like I said, if Vitaly Klitschko couldn't knock him out, Steve Cunningham surely not knocking him out.
Steve, one more question, bro.
Okay,
one more question. My last question for you is: how strong was Adamek in that fight? Like, how strong is he as a fighter? I see things in the ring, but like, how strong is that guy really?
I mean, he's a strong punch. He's a strong guy. I think, to tell you the truth, I think he was stronger as a cruiserweight or a smaller heavyweight because just because you pack on all of this weight doesn't mean you're getting more power. You're just getting more weight. Adamek, he caught me with some good right hands in that fight. None of them made me say, "Oh man, let me," I'm scared. I might get knocked out. No, in the first Adamek fight, it was he was sharper. It was a little more sharper. It wasn't even that much cock back on him. It was just sharpness, pinpoint shot. And I think just packing on too much weight, man. I don't think that's good for him.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
USS.
So why are you not pushing for another match against him?
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. It's really nothing we could do, except I could sue the Pennsylvania Boxing Commission because they're the ones who pick the judges, and it's a judging thing. So I could go to the IBF and in order to petition for a rematch, it's a $10,000 fee you have to pay, which is ridiculous. And then I get the fee. Say for instance, I get the rematch. He's still in the tournament, so I have to wait probably until the end of 2013 anyway.
Oh,
so, man. It's something like that. So, and then secondly, after that Adamek first fight, I had an axe to grind with him. I wanted to show the world I messed up. That's the reason Adamek beat me, because I messed up. So I got my opportunity. I showed the world, I beat this dude. I boxed him clean. I mean,
Yeah.
I boxed the snot out of this guy. And, I mean, even though I got cheated, I still feel I won. I mean, everybody saw it. Everybody seen what it was.
Yeah.
So I feel victorious. And as you can see, Adamek doesn't feel victorious. You know, he's made so many, he's put out 2 or 3 press releases explaining why it is and why that in the fight. And he crashed his car. He's all drunk up and crashed his car, totaled his car. And this is a depressed dude because everybody's telling him he lost and he knows he lost.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you can ask Errol. I watched the fight with Errol, and I told Errol what was going to happen on the scorecards, even though he was clearly winning. Don't you think it's a sad indictment on the sport that millions of people are watching a fight and you can clearly win it, and you still don't get the right verdict? That shouldn't be happening, should it? Somebody, or maybe a lobby of people, should be doing something about that now.
I mean, the thing is, the fans, I mean, yeah, first of all, it's ridiculous that happens. When you box like that, and, you know, it's just ridiculous. Words can't explain how ridiculous that, I mean, ridiculous just touches on it. But with people saying something, I mean, the good thing with the fans, they spoke up, and they contacted me, fans from all around the world, the UK, Poland, Germany, Argentina, and especially America. You know, everybody hit me like, yo, man, we know you won, you know, just keep your head up. But the fans, if the fans of this sport, of this great and beautiful sport that I love and am a part of, if they really understood their role in boxing, they can stop all of this nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, these fans, if the fans boycott certain things, certain fights, if they don't, if the word gets put out, hey, this judge has been known for judging shady fights. If the fans are like, well, I'm not even going to waste my time and watch that fight. If the fans start doing stuff like that, boycotting certain fights because of this or because of that, stop saying you'll watch it. The fans are the power. The fan base is the power for the fighter, and the fan base is the reason the fighter fights. You know, and the reason the promoter has shows, the reason the promoter's getting rich. You know, the fans and the fighter are the main key to this whole boxing thing. So if the fans really stood up and stuck together and did something as a whole, some of this stuff would change. If the fans said, we're sick of seeing these shady victories and these shady decisions, something can be done. Something will be done.
Real, man.
No doubt.
That's real talk right there, man. Real talk.
Yo, anyone else got a question? European?
Yeah. Steve, I just want to ask you a question straight. Do you want to fight Tyson Fury?
Do I want to fight? Yeah, listen, I'll fight anybody. You know, if that's who I have to fight, if that's who my promoter asks for me to fight, I'll get in there with anybody. You see my you go to BoxRec and check my record out as a cruiserweight. I fought the best back to back. I mean, I fought Sebastian Rothman, who was number 7 in the world when I was 14-0. Then I went and fought Ingramjones. You know, you guys know Ingramjones. He was still a good fighter. Then I fought Kelvin Davis. Then I fought Krzysztof Wlodarczyk in Poland twice. Then I fought Marco Huck, undefeated in Germany. You know, I mean, the list goes on and on. I fight who I'm supposed to fight. I'll fight whoever. I mean, that's my upbringing. Coming up in Philly, you know, before the guns and everything, that's what we used to do. You know, we used to fight.
Shit.
You know, and I still got that heart in me. It takes heart to do that. And another thing is, I've never been in the position promotionally to pick and choose. Every promoter I've had until main events hasn't worked with me. You know, Don King promotes himself. He doesn't care about moving his fighter. You know, he just cares about putting on shows. So every fight that was presented to me through Don King Productions, I had to take, or I wouldn't have fought for a year and a half. You know, so he puts me in front of Ingramjones, then Kelvin Davis, then this guy, then sends me to Poland twice, then sends me to Germany, just because Don don't give a damn. You know, so I fight. Like I said, it's in me. That's just the way it is in me. And I haven't been pampered or prepped, you know, to be, well, we don't want to go that direction because that's dangerous for Cunningham. We'll take him the easier route. I never had that opportunity, so that's the way I came up. That's the way I am. So if you got that giant, if you got Tyson Fury in front of me, like, so be it. That's who I'll fight. If it's Alexander Povetkin, whom I'm also trying to get, let's have it. You know, listen, I'm a fighter. I want to be heavyweight world champion, so, and I believe I can. And whoever it takes, I'll get there. I got to go through them. I'm going to go through them.
Steve, Ingramjones, Bayloric TV.
Hey,
how are you? I just want to ask you a question. I've just finished doing an hour's interview of Tyson Fury, and he says he wants to fight an opponent that wants to come and fight with him. And he mentioned your name, being the man that you are, that you'll come and have a fight. So if you want the fight and Tyson Fury wants to fight, then what's blocking the fight from happening?
I mean, it ain't that simple. The fans, I mean, you being in boxing should know that also. It's not that simple who the fighter wants to fight. It's about venue. It's about money, you know, especially, and I think he will be coming to America anyway. There's a lot of other things behind the scenes. Stuff in contracts have to be right, and we all know that those contractual things can knock a fight right on out the box. So, I mean, like I said, if it's Tyson Fury, if it's you know, Riddick Bowe's Fury, I don't care who's Fury.
yo, Steve,
I'm ready to fight.
Yo, Steve, sorry, Ingrid, let me ask a question. Steve, yeah, in the Adamek thing, what me and Boxing Beats and Rhymes was we pointed out is the fan base. Like, you know, you fighting in the States and you know, you fighting in Philly. We was wondering about the fan base, you know. It seemed like the whole crowd was pro Adamek. We was wondering where were the cats at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, great.
We had our whole section. We had our own little section over there in the fight. The first fight, it was like 90% Adamek, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, and that's because you know, I only had like close friends and relatives there. The American fan base didn't see me fight. That was my first time fighting as a world champion in America. You know, I fought in Poland twice, and then I fought Huck. But you know, I've got a great fan base in Europe, Germany, Poland, and some other places. But back at home, people didn't know me. America only really knows what they see on HBO. You know, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, you know, Brandon Rios, you know, these guys, Gamboa, these guys that they constantly see on HBO, that's boxing to them. So if you're not fighting on HBO, Showtime, you know, then you're not even recognized, you know. But since this fight with Adamek on NBC, that was basically regular TV.
We all saw that over here. We saw that over here live.
Yeah, that's about almost 4 million people saw the fight. So, you know, it's like, you know, I'm getting recognition now, and it's cool. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just doing what I've always been doing.
Oh, okay, all right.
And Steve, let me ask you a quick question. This is Jokerboxing, man.
Yeah.
You talked about the fact that Thomas Adamek's power might have been more, a little bit more sharp, and maybe, his technique might have been a little bit better at cruiser. What would you say is the difference between the power level as you moved up to heavyweight? Would you say there's a big difference there?
I'll tell you the difference. The difference is at heavyweight, with these guys being bigger, you can see the punches coming. There aren't too many fast heavyweights. You know what I mean? There aren't too many Chris Bird, Eddie Chambers heavyweights out there. You know, like I said before, these guys are just big. They just, you know, everybody, and especially in America, you see American heavyweights, they just, you know, take for example, Chris Arreola. If you go to a training camp for 8 weeks, there's no way anything should be on you jiggling. You know, your stomach shouldn't be flabby. You're doing what you're supposed to do. I'm just keeping it real. You're doing what you're supposed to do. If you're running, if you're doing your sit-ups, you know, if you're doing this, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, nothing should be shaking on you like that, you know? And, you know, but as we see it, heavyweight in America means eat more. That's it. So that doesn't make you athletic. You know, you're not athletic. You're just big. Like I said, we all see, you know, we go back to the Bible. David and Goliath. Big don't mean nothing.
Right. Yeah, and maybe that has a lot to do with why the heavyweight division seems like it's kind of being taken over by Europe, you know?
Yep, exactly, because you got the Europeans, they've been watching us dominate for years and years, for like 2 decades, you know, 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, 3 decades. And then they started wising up. Well, hey, let's pick up some of their trainers. You know, we had a lot of American trainers going to Europe, you know, because they got money, you know, they're paying the money. And they were watching the American heavyweights imitating them, and now the American heavyweights were making so much money, and it was one of them things, oh, we're the best, I'm this, and they slacked, you know, America slacked off. And while Europe was in the backyard lifting rocks and boulders, you know, pressing cars, we sit now eating filet mignon and daggone lobster, you know?
Yo, you're European, you got anything to say?
Yeah, okay. What I was saying is, you know, the Americanization of the food industry, especially in the UK, is leading to basically our heavyweights and are becoming more flabby also. we've not got any other like David Haye style heavyweights who've actually had to diet and make weight come through. A lot of these other guys, really aren't. Tyson Fury obviously used to be a lot bigger. David Price is the only athletic heavyweight we've really got right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen David Price fight. That dude is, I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. David Price is a pretty solid dude. Him being that tall, he utilizes his tools. He reminds me of a Klitschko a bit. He looks in shape. I mean, I know I sparred with Vladimir for the David Haye fight, and I got a chance to firsthand see how he works. So I know that Vladimir's not just big. You know what I mean? I know they work hard. I know he works hard. So with David Price, I see he has the look. I don't know his inside workings, but he looks like he's in shape. He looks a pretty solid part. I think with a little more time, he'll be a serious force to reckon with in the heavyweight division. But David Haye is always athletic. He's always in shape. He's powerful. You can tell he works hard. But yeah, like you said, just laziness.
Steve, do you think there's a case that they have a super heavyweight division and just a heavyweight division for guys like yourself?
No, because I mean, prime example, you could take a guy like Chris Bird. He was a two-time heavyweight champ. He fought the Klitschko's 3 times. Chris Bird is about 5'11", 6 feet, 205, 6 pounds at best. So, if he can do something with those guys and Jamil McCline and I mean, it helps the challenge. It helps the challenge out. Shoot, and then you beat them, that makes you look even better.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Steve, I got a question.
Yeah.
Back to David Price. Do you think he needs to work on his inside game a little more? Because when it comes to physicality, I think he's a little vulnerable.
Well, I mean, what is he? 6 what? Is he like 6'8", 6'9", or something?
Yeah, around that dimensions. Yeah, roughly about that dimension.
I mean, why should he even be in the inside? You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't even be there. I mean, work on it, just in case, but use your legs and your reach. I mean, golly, he shouldn't even be on the inside with nobody. I mean, you see how the Klitschko brothers do it, and I know a lot of people don't like the way they fight, but I mean, they've been winning, they've been kicking butt, and they're knocking guys out, So,
yeah.
I think with time, David Price, like I said, give him some more time, give him some more fights. He'll grow and he'll still learn, and I mean that's boxing. But I mean, I still think he's probably the future of the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the question. What do you think of Deontay Wilder? And he's how you think? Do you think that you'd eventually maybe fight him at some point, or what do you think of his progression? Or you think he's not fighting anyone?
I don't think he's fighting anyone. He's just getting paid for sparring. These guys he's fighting, he hasn't had a test in front of him yet, so we don't know what the real Deontay Wilder is. We don't know who the real Deontay Wilder is in the ring until you put opposition in front of a man. Then that's when you can tell what's in a man. You know what I mean? So, put him in there with somebody that's got a winning record and that's a solid guy. Put him in there with a Chisora. You know what I'm saying? Put him in there with there's a few guys out there. Put him in there with a Jamil McCline or somebody, give him a little test, you know what I'm saying? And then you can start to judge him and grade him. Right now, he's in obscurity in my book. I mean, he's 27-0. It's like, it's the whole thing, the old build-up thing. Let's build him up, make him look good, and then get him the shot,
There's no point. Yeah, 27-0 is 27 knockouts. That's my point.
Steve, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think it would be good for all the American heavyweights to fight each other?
Do I think it would be good? I mean, shoot, if you're going for a world title, you better fight, you better get some world experience, just fighting Americans, that's, I think that hurts the fighter, because then if you're just like, it's just like the Deontay Wilder thing. I'm not saying all American heavyweights are corny or garbage like the guys Deontay Wilder are fighting, but still, you got different styles when you fight the guys from the UK and Russia and Germany, you know what I'm saying, and in South America. So it's just like the amateurs. We fought guys from around the world. I don't think, it happens. These guys are putting on shows. They're putting on shows. If it makes sense and make dollars, then they'll match it up. But I mean, me, I travel the world and fight, so I don't agree with that.
Steve, I want to talk a bit, very quickly, about your cruiserweight days and a certain Mr. David Haye. Now, David Haye in Britain always talks about him being the former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. However, you had a version of the world title.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your views on this?
I mean, he was lying or delusional. They forgot about the IBF. I thought the IBF was one of the major titles,
That's
in
what I thought.
boxing. So when he went on, and I saw the fight with him and McRanelli, when him and McRanelli fought, I was told by Don King, which years after, me and my team and my management, we sat down and we like, Don probably was lying to us. But I was told that first me and McRanelli's team were, through Don King, were trying to make the fight before the David Haye fight. That's what I was told. And then the David Haye fight came up, and then I was told, oh, we're going to get you the winner of that. We're going to get you in the ring with the winner of that. So I'm like, cool, and when David Haye goes on show, he's on Showtime. It was on Showtime here in America. He beats McRanelli, knocks him out, and he has these belts, and he states he unified the division, and even Showtime kind of co-signed it, and I'm like, oh man, like, wow, what the heck? It's like they were blackballing me. It's like, no, they mentioned my name once, and when he said I unified the division, somebody should have been like, oh, whoa, Steve Cunningham has the IBF belt. Will you fight him? But nobody said that. They all just went along like he just beat everybody in the cruiserweight division and was just, the best thing in the cruiserweight division. So, I mean, and I had a little voice. The thing was, you can say anything when you got the people's ear. He had the people's ear way more than I did. Nobody really knew who I was. So you got this loudmouth over here saying I unified, but then you got this small mousy mouse over here and me saying, hey, I got this belt. Nobody don't hear me.
So, do you think he was scared to fight you by what you're saying?
I wouldn't say scared. I won't say any man who steps in the ring is scared. He steps in the ring and fights. Shoot, he went in and fought Valuev. He fought Vladimir. I wouldn't say David Haye's scared. I can look at it from this standpoint on his defense. I mean, I don't know if he was scared or not, but I wouldn't say that. But you can say, look, why fight a guy named Steve Cunningham who is a tough fighter, who's tall, who can box, and who fights, who gets knocked down and still gets up and fights harder, and nobody knows him, so I won't make a lot of money. Why fight that guy when I can move up and fight these overweight heavyweights and make more money? So it's a business. It could be a business move, and I understand that. I understood that, but I just didn't understand him saying, and no, you know what? I understood him saying he was a unified cruiserweight. I mean, like I said, didn't too many people hear me yelling, no, he wasn't.
Sorry to hog the time, guys. I need to ask this question. I'm going to ask it to every boxer I talk to. What's more important, Steve? Money, glory, or belts? What's more important?
Damn. You know what? In different stages of my boxing career, you will get different answers. Because in the beginning of my boxing career, you would hear money, then belts. You know what I mean? Because I was broke.
I'm gonna have to ask you to commit to, if you're pushed to one of the three.
Say that. Oh, one of the three. What? Yeah. Just one of the three.
Pushed,
right now.
Yeah.
I'd say belt because for one, I mean, yep. I'd say belt. This is exactly why.
Okay.
For one, I'm really not into the whole glory, the fame. I could care less about being recognized. When I walk down the street, I could care less about being famous. I don't care. I'm a Christian, and I mean, my ultimate goal for boxing isn't to be famous. But that comes with it. Money comes and goes. Money spins as fast as you make it. Money spins faster than you make it. And I can do all kind of things to make money, but belts is only one thing you got to do to get belts, and that's win, that's beat world, and that's beat champions, that's beat the guys in the world. So belts, and with the belt, if you have the belt, then the money will come,
Okay.
If you have the belt, glory will come too. You know, so belts. Getting belts puts you in the history books forever.
Okay.
You can get the glory
immortalizes
and
you.
somebody else is glorious.
Okay.
You know?
I'm with it.
Yo, Polo, you got questions for Steve?
Not really, just listening. I heard the stuff you were saying about Haye, so obviously that was, from what you're saying, you think it was too much of a pointless risk for him to fight you. Are there any other fights you can think of that, any other fights that never happened for you?
Yeah, one fight, and I mean, this is one of my main reasons I signed with Silent Events was I thought that Marco Huck rematch, I thought that was going to happen. You know, I really thought that was good for. I thought my team, we thought it was good for the cruiserweight division. We thought it was good for Germany. Shoot, we even thought Marco Huck would want it bad. You know, but I signed with him, and that basically made it easier to make the rematch. And from what we heard, like a year and a half later, was people on Marco Huck's team didn't want to put him in front of me because Marco Huck was basically making the money for the company now. And they believed I'd beat them and basically take their money, I mean, mess Marco Huck's stock up. So they didn't want to put him in front of me. I mean, and truthfully, what reinforces that is you can see the guys he's fought. You know what I mean? So look at he fought, golly, the dudes he was fighting, even the guy he beat to win the belt, Ramirez, and then these guys and that, these guys aren't on that level. He fights Matt Godfrey, who's overweight, pudgy. He beats him. But when he fought Lebedev beat him. When he fights somebody tough, they beat him. Ola Ofalabi, I thought Ola Ofalabi won that second fight. The first fight, Ola, you can see that he just didn't work hard. You can see he didn't take it too serious. Second fight, you see he put effort into it. And I think they cheated him. Hopefully Ola can get him, go in there with an even better mindset and beat this guy. Marco
he
Huck's
lost his last
one
fight too.
Say that again?
He lost his last fight too with Firot.
Yeah. With Farad Arsenal. Yeah, I saw some of that too, yeah. So it's like when you put him in front of world champion caliber guys, he loses. I mean, Lebedev clearly beat the dude. It's ridiculous. But like I said, he's the cash cow, and that's one fight I thought was going to happen. Of course, the David Haye fight, and let me see if there's enough. You know what? I thought I was going to end up fighting Joe McMormick too.
Okay.
McMormick, the one that Klitschko.
Yeah, I sparred with him in South Africa in 2004, and I knew I could beat that guy after that. I mean, he's just a prima donna type guy. If you make the heat too hot for him, he getting out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So what you think, in your opinion, he lacks heart? He doesn't go to that next level?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
So in your opinion, you think his heart is limited?
Yeah, it's a heart thing with that guy. He, and that's the thing, you can have all the skills, you can be in the best shape, but if you don't have heart with those two other things, you just going, all that crap don't matter. You need heart in this business. You need heart to be a champion. You can't bow down. I mean, it's like being a bully, and that's kind of what he is like, if he can't bully you, then he bows down. I mean, golly, you see his performance against Vladimir, like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He shouldn't even got paid because you were just there to get a check. Come on, man.
It was one of the most pathetic world title fights of last year. I won't say ever, but it was just like, wow.
Yo, Steve, let me ask you a question quick, right? So how you deal with being as a heavyweight now, man, compared to the thing? Like, you eating more? You feel more stronger? I mean, you outbox Adamek, clearly, but how's your power? Like, how you feel you're going to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I hit Adamek. I weighed in at 203. He was 220 something. I mean, I hit him with some great right hands, and you see he was shook by him. But like I said, Adam's got this great chin, so you can't really gauge off of that. I mean, you'll see my next fight. Whoever, depending on who I fight. But I mean, I feel great. I feel a lot better than I did as a cruiserweight. Yeah, I was a small cruiserweight. I left the gym. I would leave the gym after workouts in Canton like 194, 195. You know, I never got over the 200 limit. I never had to come down. You know, I was always trying to put weight on to come close to the 200-pound limit. So when I went heavyweight, you know, we started using weight gainers and lifting a little more weights and doing this and that. And, you know, my first fight was 208. I feel great. And even at the Adamek fight, a lot of people don't know I had a stomach virus that Tuesday. We didn't even work out. And that whole week, I was just crapping all week, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, my weight would have been I'd have probably been almost 210, but, you know, I just wasn't eating, you know, a lot, and I was just on the toilet a lot because of that virus. But I didn't want to stop the fight because it didn't make me I didn't feel weak, and I wanted that fight so bad. You know, I just I don't want anybody else to get this dude. I want him. And so that's how I just let it go, you know. But like I said, no excuses. I still perform, and I feel I won that.
Yeah, I feel that.
Mr. Cunningham, I got a question. The fight I would love to see you against is against Povetkin. I think that would be a good fight for you.
Yeah.
Stylistic. Yeah, that's the direction I would love to go in. If we could get a Povetkin fight, you know, everybody else just doesn't matter. I would love to have a Povetkin fight, and man, that would be great.
Yeah, it's a damn good fight.
I think everyone agrees with that. So.
Yeah, everyone agree with that. I think you can win. That's a winnable fight for you. Can clear, yeah. You know what I mean? That's a winnable fight for you, man. Definitely.
Right.
Definitely. Anyone's got a question for Steve?
Yeah, last one I can think of. So I don't know if I interrupted you earlier. Like the sound, everyone went silent. So
no, go on, follow. Ask the question, bro.
Yeah, what I was gonna ask. Well, I've been to America before. I was thinking of coming to Philadelphia. I spoke to Chambers, but I ran out of time. I had to fly back. So, but I want to know. You got any plans to come to England? You know, any of these heavyweights on your mind?
Yo, I would love to come to the UK, man. I just want to come just to visit anyway, but I would love to fight there. I thought I was going to fight there because like I said, they were supposedly talking with McAnally's people years when I was a cruiserweight.
Man's done. It's done, man. The man's done now.
Yeah, I'm saying he's done. This is when I was a cruiserweight. This is before the David Haye fight, but I mean, I'm also, you guys might laugh, I'm also a big Doctor Who fan.
Which guy?
Doctor Who?
I love Doctor Who.
Yeah, I grew up on it.
Baby.
Who?
They used to play that here in America at like 1 in the morning.
Yeah,
on the
BBC network.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
Yeah,
you guys are crazy, man.
Dude, I grew up on Doctor Who, the old school Doctor Who.
Oh, the old,
now they got
the old
series.
Me too.
The 80s Doctor Who was nice. Not the 90s, bro, but the 80s.
Yeah.
The old one, like in the 50s, black and white and shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I grew up on that, man, and I always was telling my wife about the show, and then they finally started the new season, and my son, we all love it now. We watch the new season, crap as hell, man. So I would totally love to get to the UK, man.
All right, that's cool, man.
Man, it's good to hear that you're in good spirits after that despicable decision, man. So you didn't find it discouraging, like you walk away from the sport? That never came across your mind at no time?
No, I mean, it's because I still feel I got so much more to do in this sport. You know, I just feel like I'm still learning. I'm still getting better and better, and I want to see that perfect Steve Cunningham. You know, I want to see it for myself.
Yeah.
There's still things I want to accomplish. You know, there's still things I want to get. You know, it's just things I still want to do. I still got that drive, and even after that fight, with the decision going that way, it's just like, now what? You know, I'm talking to my promoter, like, you know, will this hurt me? And they're like, no, it won't hurt you because the world saw you beat this guy. They just saw a stinking decision. Right. So I'm like, cool, you know, next. Now that's what my mindset's been. Move on to the next opponent. You know, let's hurry up and get this thing done and get me back in the ring because I still got fight to put out.
Yeah, that's true. Anyone got any more questions for Steve?
Yes, Steve. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you a quick one, man. Do you see the cruiserweight division a lot of the guys down there, do you see them eventually moving up to heavyweight? Because, I mean, it seems like that's where the lucrative fights are. And in this day and age in boxing where, every fighter kind of wants that advantage, a guy like you is going to find himself getting a lot of big heavyweight fights. You know what I mean? So do you see that really going down that road?
I mean, American cruiserweights, European cruiserweights have stayed cruiserweight and make good money, because cruiserweight division there is really doing it. That's why I went to Germany and signed with Ireland. That's why I could make some decent money. I didn't make two-time world champion, paychecks, but it was enough. It was good. It was good enough. But in Europe, the cruiserweight division is doing it. American cruiserweight, they're going to have to go. They're going to have to go heavyweight because they're going to keep having to travel to Europe. I don't even understand the whole thing in America with the cruiserweights not even being popular. I mean, I just don't understand it, but that's the way it is. And I think, if you're an American cruiserweight, you're going to have to go heavyweight sometime, or light heavyweight, whatever you can do.
Right.
Yeah, for real, man.
Steve, what is today's boxing? Who are some of your favorite fighters you love to watch right now?
Oh, right now, I watch a lot of boxing. I just watch anybody. Favorites though, Sergio Martinez. That's one of my most favorite dudes to watch.
Martinez.
Yeah, man. His movement, he utilizes his jab very well. Slips punches. I mean, and I kind of feel like a kinship with him because he's got cheated like I have.
Oh,
true. Especially in that Citron fight, man. That Citron, that Williams fight.
I really make sure I see when Cantillo fights. I mean, I was at the fight Saturday, and he looked like crap.
I was shocked, man. I was shocked.
I was very shocked. But he, I know on the inside there was some personal things going on. I ain't gonna mention, but that could have affected him because he just looked like he wasn't even in the fight from the first bell. But not to take anything away from Kovalev, that dude was a monster.
Yes.
But I like to watch Campillo. I like to watch guys who box. But then you got your Danny Garcia. He's a beast. I just like boxing, man. I don't watch any other sport but boxing.
Campillo came into America on Wednesday, and I think the fight was Saturday. That's too late, man. Jet lag and all that. He wasn't climatized to fight or nothing.
Yeah, what do you think about Victor Coyote moving up to the heavyweight division? Is his name Victor Coyote, right?
He's not Victor. I don't know his first name. Is it,
Latif
Coyote.
Latif.
Oh, Latif. Oh, man.
Yeah, Latif Coyote.
Latif Coyote.
Yeah, what do you think about him?
Oh, that guy. Oh, man.
Freddie Roach.
What's going to change? What's going to change? His punches still going to be telegraphed. He's still going to be beating his chest like he's in the jungle. What's going to change? What's going to change? Nothing's going to change. He's just going to be bigger. I mean, he's still green. I think the American boxing media pushed him too much because Freddie Roach was in his corner. They pushed him way too fast, and he didn't fight anybody. He fought an old man Tarver. Like, come on, That's it. I think they need to take him slow. I mean, he can go up to heavyweight, but they need to take him slow. They put him in front of somebody like an Estrada or anybody who can box. You see, he had trouble with dudes who can move. The dudes that they pulled out of the bar 2 days before the fight to fight him. So that's crazy, man. That's the thing. America is so messed up in America because they if you look good, it don't matter who you look good against. They hype you. As long as you're on TV, though. Oh, Seth Mitchell was the next. Man, this dude's a football player.
What do you think of Golovkin?
Yeah, I was going to say about Golovkin and fighting your boy from Philly, Rosado.
Man, Golovkin the truth. He's the truth.
You think it was the truth after the last performance?
No, I mean, because this is the thing. Y'all got to realize, a dude like Gabe Rosado, man, they'll make you look bad, even in the loss. I mean, in the victory, so...
Okay.
I think Golovkin I think he's the truth, but I don't think he's the truth the way America is portraying him. The way the boxing media in America is portraying him.
Do you think Golovkin is one of his weaknesses is fighting in the middle of the ring? If you could keep him there And do you think somebody with a style like Andre Ward or Bernard Hopkins, by mauling him and being physically strong, could give him problems?
He better not get in the ring with no Andre Ward. If they want him to keep that belt, they better keep him away from Andre Ward, Sergio Martinez, and even the old Bernard Hopkins. They better keep him away from them dudes, man.
Oh, you got Sergio? You got him getting beat by Martinez?
Heck yeah.
I think he could jab Martinez because Barker and Macklin were able to. I think he could do the same thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can't really say what another guy's going to do from what another guy did to the same fighter. You know, fights different things affect fighters in there. You know, or maybe Martinez saw something else and he didn't mind eating a couple jabs to do this. You know, so it's one of them things, man. You just look at Golovkin's overall style. How does he handle a boxer who uses his legs? You know, and then you got a guy in Andre Ward who is so smart. His boxing IQ is an A++. You know.
Yes.
They'll break Golovkin into pieces, man.
You know, some people think Andre Ward was on HBO because they want to eventually throw Golovkin in there with him. Do you believe that?
Nah, I think they're grooming Andre Ward to be an announcer, you know. And he had downtime, you know. It's great. We can get this guy. He doesn't have a fight. He's healing up from his injury. Put him in there. Put him in there to commentate, and that's more practice for him. Put him in front of the people, and then you gotta look at his promoter. That's his promoter keeping him fresh, or his management keeping him in front of the public eye. That's a great move.
Okay. Steve, I just want to compare you and Andre Ward. Like, I've never heard, like, yeah, we saw Steve or Andre falling out in the club. Like, I've never heard you in any controversial or stupid, doing anything silly outside the ring. You and Andre Ward, how important is it for you to be a role model?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, man, I'm a Christian, man. I follow the Bible, and I represent Christ. You know what I mean? That's what I'm supposed to represent. I ain't gonna say I do it 100% every time, but you know, especially when I'm out in front of the camera or in front of people, the public. You know, I mean, I wear that hat all day. So doing it when people are watching, it's pretty easy. I mean, there's a standard that we set our life to. And we gotta live up to it, you know, and that's what helps me. Shoot, it helps me throughout making my decisions, you know, pushing and all that, man. It helps totally.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Who do you get in the rematch between Froch and Kessler?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. To tell you the truth, I didn't see the first fight, so I can't tell you. And me, I don't like picking fights anyway because I've been sucking it up. So, because this is the thing, you can say, "Oh man, Kessler's, he's gonna do this, he's a beast," but you don't know what camp this dude has. You don't know what's in his heart. You know, you don't know how hard he worked. So I can't unless I've been in the gym with a guy, then. And seen him work, then I can tell you, he gonna do something, you know.
Why is Philadelphia synonymous with toughness and fighting spirit? Sorry, Apollo, coming next. Why is it so?
I know it's cool.
What's in the air in Philadelphia that is garnered
Dude,
such a
I don't know.
reputation?
I mean, I guess because it's such a rough town, you know. It's such a rough town that you already have to be some kind of way to just live here. Okay. You know, you already have to have some kind of heart to just function in this place. I mean, going to school, coming up in the school, you know, fighting was what we did. That, you know, we used to play our games were like fighting games called 5-10 body, you know, body, slap boxing. That was our little games, you know. So that's just the way it is in Philly, man. Philly is a rough town, but it is a beautiful place too. But it's just the way you gotta be.
Okay, Apollo.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say was, what fights do you want to see this year, Mr. Cunningham?
What fight do I want to see?
Yeah.
That's coming up? Oh man, I want to see this Garcia Judah fight, man.
Oh yeah.
I think that's gonna be sick. I mean, we know Zab or we knew Zab gasses out in 4 rounds, 5 rounds. So I guess for 5, 6 rounds, it's going to be electrifying.
Yeah.
All Garcia needs to do is go to his body.
But I mean, Zab is showing. He shows his energy. It's just. I don't know, man. I think Zab. I think it's gonna be a better fight than people think, and that's another fight where I'm like, Nate's best man win. You know what I'm saying? I know both of them dudes, so
I just want to see.
I ain't give nobody. I just go see a good fight.
I think the mentally tougher guy is gonna win this fight.
I think the mentally tough guys will win the fight. Tell you the truth, yeah, because they both hitting hard. Don't get me wrong. Both of them cracking. Zach can crack, and we know Garcia is putting them to sleep. So whoever can mentally weather the storm, that's who's going to win.
Yeah, real. Should be tough though. Anyone got a question for Steve? I think we maxed out today.
We maxed out.
Everything's cool, man. Yeah, everything's good.
Everyone's maxed out. Yo, Steve. Yo.
Yeah.
We don't want to keep you up, yo. We really thanks for this, yo. You've cleared up a lot in the air, and yeah, the YouTube boxing community thanks you, bro, and obviously we wish you well in your future career, and we'll try and keep in contact with you. Is there any details you want to put out there to the fans and stuff like that, like Twitter and Facebook?
Yeah.
Nah, just hit me up Facebook, Steve USS Cunningham or Steve Cunningham. I got 2 pages, and Twitter is USS Cunningham. Send me a message, holler at me, follow me, yo. I'm sending my 5,000 follower a scarf and an autographed picture. So I'm at 4,800 now. We're going to be at number 5,000.
Yeah. All right, champ.
Yo, it's been a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, champ, man.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you, Steve.
Take care, man.
Thanks.
Peace.
All right, man. I appreciate it, folks.
Okay, man. Thanks. Peace.
Okay.